What's up, you guys? This is Chris, and today we're gonna discuss how can you become rich. And I know rich is kind of a fluid concept. How can you become a millionaire without even making six figures in any of your working years in your lifetime? Oh my god, I almost died from too much CO2 on those masks. So I was driving the other day and I was thinking that I don't make $100,000, I make less, especially this year. And then I was thinking how next year I'm gonna break $1 million in assets or controlling assets that are worth more than $1 million. And I'm like, wait a minute, you can actually do that. And then it struck me that I never thought that I always thought that, you know, if you make a lot of money, like six figures, 200,000, 300,000, then you can actually become a millionaire. And it never actually struck me that with the right investing, you can become a millionaire without even making six figures. So all in all, let me just tell you my kind of finances. Last year I made 83. This is gross, not net. Net maybe 65. The year before that, if I remember correctly, I made 60. The year before that I made like 40. And this year I'll make around 60-ish, I think. But here's what was interesting about this year. During the times that we're in lockdown, or the last 4 months, if you will, my net worth actually increased with almost $100,000. And no, I did not become richer. I don't have a stack of money laying on the side. It's just the net worth of the assets that I have. I have just 3 properties for now. It just so it happens that I made the right investment. And I'm on a track to buy a new car, which I'm gonna make a new video because my engine broke up on the last one. And I really want a Tesla. Some of you that know me know that I actually pre-ordered Tesla Model 3 years ago and then canceled it. That was 2018 when it was supposed to arrive in April. I canceled it in late March with the idea to buy this amazing mansion that I have now. And then I started thinking more and more and digging down and decided to kind of revive this channel because I haven't put much time into it. So here's the breakdown. On a Tesla, I was gonna put down maybe $5,000 or so. I'm not sure what they would want me to put down there. And the Tesla was 50 grand. Now it's 2020, which is 2 years later. I'm gonna have monthly payments, give or take $500 plus full coverage insurance, let's say $140. That's $640 a month. If I had the Tesla, right now the Tesla was gonna worth, I don't know, 35 grand maybe? I'm not really sure, but 35, 40 grand, let's say, for 2018 Tesla long range. I think it was the 50 grand, or the performance, I think, I'm not sure, but let's say 35 grand. Now instead, I put down on this property $7,000 that actually include the closing cost and everything. So I put 3.5% down on this property that I bought for $115. And 3.5% is around $4,000. So let's remove the closing cost of $3,000 because that was a tax write-off, at least that year, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if the new tax act got into place, but it used to be. Now it's not anymore. For primary residence, it used to be a tax write-off. Let's say it was, and the interest on the loan is also a tax write-off. Used to be. At least now it is, but I mean, the standard deduction is 12K. That's a different topic for different times, for tax advices. So let's say I put 4,000 for the house, or let's make it 5, the same as the Tesla. Now I have a monthly payment. I used to have $850 monthly payment. Now it's $670 because I refinanced, put more money in, but I actually have 2 tenants here and they pay all the rent, the electricity and the internet. So I don't, like, basically for free. And I make like $200 on top cash flow. Or adding on the fact that I live for free. But that's not as important as the fact that a property down the street that is 3 bedroom, 1 bathroom, mine is 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom. So that property that is 3-1 down the street sold for $145,000. Because the video is recorded in April and now is December when I'm editing the video. Now I have a little bit more data. For 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, there is 1 sold for $186 and 1 sold for $180. So that should go to tell you that my property is somewhere in the middle if I decide to put $4,000 to $6,000 in to fix it up a little bit. Now say I decide to fix this property a little bit, put some flooring or whatever else I need to do. Let's say between 5 and 10, $7,000 I need to put on the property, and I sell it for, let's say, 155 or 150, or let's say 157 minus 7,000 for the repairs, 150,000. Now again, I just want to mention that the video is shot 8 months ago and the value is a little bit different, but the example was still valid even if the values of the real estate did not jump that much. On the screen I've listed the current day's values of December 2020, mid-December, but in the video I actually talk about the values at a time, which either way it's still a winning proposition to buy more assets and less liabilities. And I'm gonna lose like 6% because if I decide not to sell it with an agent but for sale by owner, or if I was an agent, which I'm studying to be. But for the sake of argument, let's say I lose, 6%, which is $9,000. So I can cash out of this property 141 grand. So just because that property there sold for 145, that means that mine is at least 145 from 115. This is a $20,000 at least, conservatively, at least $20,000 net worth growth. For I didn't really do anything, it's just they sold that property. So if I sell it for 155, which I think is a reasonable price, that means that my net worth actually grew with $30,000 for me just doing nothing. Compared to the Tesla that I would have had that actually decreased in value with 10 or 15 grand, depending on what you can get for it, obviously. So this is to show that if you buy more liabilities, there's no way you become rich out of it. I mean, there's very few vehicles in the world, most of them are antiques that actually increase in value with time, and it's a pure speculation. But with real estate, it's one of the things that almost for sure it's gonna appreciate in value, it's gonna make you money. Now, so we grab 30 grand from here. The other property that I bought for 65,000, I'm refinancing right now, and they're taking them 3 months, but it just appraised, conservatively, it appraised on 85 grand, which is $20,000 more net worth. And the appraiser said there's two properties like yours. So one is 125, the other one is 118. So 85, 20 grand more than what I bought it for 6 months ago. And in March, right before the pandemic hit, I did buy a third property for 110,000 right across the street, a perfect model home, just the same like my property. Sold for 145. So this is $35,000 that my property increased, because if something like your property sells for X amount, that increases the value of your own property. So 30 for this one, 20 for the other one is 50, and then 35 for the third one, that's $85,000 that my net worth increased. And again, this is more on the conservative side, but nevertheless, if I decide to sell now, and it's a very good market to sell, because there's no inventory on the market. If you know real estate, you know what I'm talking about. That means that I can cash out 85 grand that they were not mine 2 years ago when I started doing that, or on this property about 3 months ago, I can sell it for, just turn around for 3 months and sell it for 35 grand. That's $10,000 a month extra in my pocket that I didn't work for. Now I know I have other videos for liabilities versus assets, but this is just a great example that I don't actually think I will ever make more than 6 figures. I'm planning on buying 2 or 3 more properties this year, and if I can just get them 10% under market value, let's say the property is 100,000 and I get it for 90, that's just 10%, which is $10,000 immediately you gain in net worth. Now, what if properties around your property start selling for a higher price, then your property also appreciates. Yes, the argument is if properties started falling down, then your net worth is going to go down, which is also true. But my properties are long-term buy and holds, and I'm not looking to really sell them, but maybe refinance them and pull money out so I can fund other deals and recycle my money. The same way like I bought my second property was a mission of mine to find a way to put no money down towards a house, and actually the second house that I got was totally free. It was pulled out of the equity of this house, because this house at the time when I refinanced it appraised on 122, which was 6 months after I bought it, is $7,000 appreciation. That means that most likely I did buy the house, not most likely, but definitely I did buy this house for under market value. Maybe 10,000, maybe 12,000, maybe just 5,000, and for the 6 months that I had it, I appreciated it a little bit. I don't know, but good thing is that I bought it under, and that made me increase my net worth. So here's the scoop. If you keep buying liabilities like jet skis, trucks, I don't know, iPhone 17, cars, that will never bring your net worth up. This is a liability, you always want to pay on it. You can never get the same price that you bought it for. And actually it's 99% sure that you will lose money on that thing. Contrarily, if you buy assets, chances are your net worth will continue to increase. Say you make 60K a year and you can afford buying, let's say, 2 houses each year, putting 20% down. Say you buy your first house like me, 3.5% down. Then what you do is save money for an investment property, which requires 20%. It used to be 15 in some places, but now it's definitely 20. You buy the second property with the same year that you buy your first house, and then next year save a little bit more money, buy a third house, and the year after. So we need to live into the primary property for 1 year, and then you can go to any bank and say, hey, I'm trying to move. This is 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It's too big for me. I want 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. And the bank's gonna tell you, okay, you can just put 5% down to the new house and leave that as a rental. And you're like, okay. Or you can go and say, hey, 3-2 is perfect. It's just, I want it to be closer to the beach, or I want it to be further from the beach, or I want it to be closer to work, or I want it to be in this area because I have a kid. Maybe you don't have a kid, whatever. Hey, I'm taking care of my nephew. Just make up any reason that's gonna be logical reason why would you wanna move. Even if it is like, I have a property I'm interested in that is on the same street here. It's just 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom. All I'm gonna say if I go to actually wanna buy it is to the banker, hey, this house too big for me. It's just me and myself here. And they're gonna be like, okay, yeah, sounds, yeah, that actually sounds logical. Like you're just one person. Why would you need 3-bedroom? And you go and buy it. And then wait another year and then buy another one. Or there's another thing you can do with the primary property. You buy it under market value. Let's say it's $100,000. That's what it's worth today. You buy it for 90, and then you have to live here for 2 years. So when you sell it, let's say you sell it for 120, you do not owe taxes on the $20,000. If you're single, anything that is under $250,000 in profit, you do not owe taxes. And obviously it's $500,000 for married couples. But you need to be here for 2 years, 2 out of the last 5 years. You need to have been living here. And that's it. There you go. For 2 years, you got 3 properties, which is, you know, not slow, but it's not fast. Some people do other, you know, stuff and deals. For some people, 3 houses for 2 years is fast. For some people, it's slow. For me, the 2-year mark is almost closing in a few months, and I've purchased 3 properties for 2 years. Now, once you get that snowball rolling, it's way easier to actually continue and buy, you know. I'm looking to get 3 more at the end of the year, maybe 10 more next year. It's just my goal. And then the year after, maybe I'll be aiming for 30. See how it increases exponentially. Now, just one small caveat. The banks allow you to buy only 5 houses on a bank mortgage. For houses over 5, you need to find a private mortgage company or private money lender or something of that nature. But all in all I'm trying to convey to you that you can work like some kind of stupid job, if you will, at $10, $15 an hour, just get 2 of them like I did last year, and just hustle and grind and just save your money. By the way, when you work a lot, you don't really have much time to spend the money. So just save the money and go and buy real estate. And if you do that, there's other ways that I'm going to discuss in future videos, how to cash out refinance and the burst strategy. But you can actually never make 6-figure income and become a millionaire. Say you have 50 properties that produce you income, you're still not gonna make $100,000 a year from that cash flow on paper because the properties depreciate. The properties are gonna worth more than $1 million, but they depreciate and you can write that off. So on paper, you will never actually make 6 figures and you're gonna be a millionaire. I'm not sure actually, maybe you can have $5 million in assets and still not make 6 figures in one single year. So I hope that video is inspirational for you guys, no matter what you do and what you work. All you need to do is focus the energy onto the right way to invest your money. Risk is always going to be there no matter what you do. And that's pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching. If you like that content, please hit the subscribe and the like button. Give me ideas for new videos. I will try to be more active on this channel because I think there's a lot of things that I want to share with you guys. Thanks for watching and see you next time.